Diary of Jesus Audiobook. Introduction, a journey into the heart of divine love. In the quietest moments of life, when the noise of the world fades away, there exists a profound and unshakable truth. You are deeply, profoundly loved. This love, though it may seem beyond comprehension, is the very essence of who I am. It is a love that transcends time, space, and circumstance. A love that knows no boundaries, no limits, no conditions. It is a love that stretches from eternity to meet you where you are, to hold you in your brokenness, to heal you with its boundless grace. This book is an invitation, a sacred invitation to walk with me through each day of your life, to open your heart to the fullness of my love, and to experience the transformative power of my presence. Throughout this journey, I will reveal to you the depths of my heart, the heart of a Savior who loves without measure, who gives without expectation, and who walks beside you through every moment of joy and sorrow. In the world you live in, it is easy to forget the divine truth that you are chosen, that you are loved, that you are seen. The distractions of life often cause you to question your worth, to doubt your place in this world, and to wonder if you are truly known. Yet even in those moments of doubt, I am with you. I am present in the quiet whispers of your heart, and I am calling you to come closer, to let go of the false narratives that keep you from knowing the fullness of my love. This journey is not merely about understanding who I am. It is about understanding who you are in light of who I am. It is about seeing yourself as I see you, beloved, chosen, cherished, and deeply valued. I invite you to allow my love to transform the way you view yourself, to open your eyes to the truth that you are not defined by your mistakes, your struggles, or your past, but by the eternal love I have for you. In these pages, you will find reflections on my nature, the Good Shepherd, the way, the truth, the life. You will walk with me as I heal the sick, comfort the broken-hearted, and offer hope to the hopeless. You will see how I have come to restore what was lost, to bring light into the darkness, and to offer peace that passes all understanding. As you reflect on these truths, you will come to realize that this is not just a story about a man who lived centuries ago. It is a story about you. It is a story about my love for you today, right now, in this moment. This journey will not always be easy. There will be days of joy and days of sorrow, moments of peace and moments of struggle. But through it all, my love will remain steadfast, unchanging, and ever present. I will walk beside you every step of the way, guiding you with my wisdom, comforting you with my presence, and filling you with my peace. So as you open these pages, I ask you to do so with an open heart. Lay aside your doubts, your fears, your expectations, and simply receive. Receive the love that I have for you. Receive the peace that I offer. And now, with every fiber of your being, you are never alone. I am with you, always. Let this book be a reminder of my love, a beacon of hope in your journey, and a call to embrace the fullness of the life I have for you. The road may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. For I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I will be with you every step of the way. Welcome to the journey of a lifetime. As you step into this sacred space, I invite you to lay aside the burdens you carry, the doubts that weigh you down, and the fears that grip your heart. For in this moment, there is nothing more important than your relationship with me, nothing more vital than experiencing the depth of my love and the richness of my presence. It is not by your own strength that you will walk this journey, but by the strength I provide. It is not through your own wisdom that you will find your way, but through the wisdom I impart. Every chapter of this book is a pathway that leads you closer to my heart, closer to the true understanding of who you are, and closer to the eternal love that has never wavered, that has never faltered. You are not just a visitor on this earth, you are my creation, intricately and wonderfully made. Every aspect of your being is a reflection of my purpose, and as you walk this life, you are becoming more and more who I intended you to be. Throughout your life, the world will try to tell you who you are, what you should be, and where you should go. It will try to define your worth by your successes, your failures, your relationships, or your achievements. But none of these things can truly define you. Only I can. I am the Creator, the one who knows you better than you know yourself. And I say to you today, you are loved, you are precious, You are chosen. In the coming pages, you will find stories of hope, healing, forgiveness, and restoration, stories of lives touched by my grace. Diary of Jesus, Day 1, Walking with the Brokenhearted. Today, I walked beside a man who felt abandoned. His prayers were whispers of sorrow, his heart heavy with burdens he believed no one could understand. He thought I had forgotten him, but I was there, just as I have always been. I reminded him through a kind stranger's words that he is never alone. I placed peace in his heart when he least expected it. The weight of his troubles did not disappear, but I gave him the strength to carry them. I saw a woman in tears, kneeling in prayer. She did not know how to move forward, but I sent comfort through a friend's embrace. Her spirit lifted, if only for a moment, and in that moment, hope returned. As the sun rose, I watched over a mother who knelt beside her sleeping child, her heart weighed down by fear. She worried about tomorrow, about food, about shelter, about the unknown. I touched her heart with a quiet assurance, reminding her that I provide for the sparrows, and I will provide for her too. In the streets, a man wandered, lost in his pain. He questioned his worth, believing the world had no place for him. I sent a gentle reminder through a stranger's kindness, an unexpected meal, a warm smile, a word of encouragement. Though small, these were signs that I was with him, working through others to reach him. As the day went on, I heard countless prayers, some spoken, some silent. A woman in the hospital begged for healing. A father pleaded for his wayward son to return home. A young girl asked for the strength to believe in herself. I listened to each one, holding their pain in my hands, knowing that in time they would see my love woven into their stories. Night fell, and many lay restless, their minds racing with worries. I whispered peace into their hearts, offering rest to the weary. Some felt it, a deep exhale before sleep took over. Others did not yet recognize my presence, but I remained with them, as I always do. Today I walked with the broken-hearted. I lifted their burdens, even if they did not always see it. As the night deepened, I moved through the homes of those who wept in silence. A widow sat in the dim glow of a single candle, holding on to memories of love now in eternity. Her sighs were prayers, though she did not know if anyone was listening. I wrapped her in my presence, reminding her that love never truly dies, and neither does my promise to be with her always. In a prison cell, a man lay awake, guilt pressing down on his chest. He thought of the choices that led him here, the people he had hurt, and the life he had lost. I sat beside him, unseen but near, whispering that redemption is never beyond reach. I saw his tears, and I knew that in time his heart would soften to my grace. A young boy, too afraid to sleep, gripped his blanket tightly. The sounds of anger filled his home, voices raised in conflict. He prayed, though he did not fully understand to whom he spoke. I was there, surrounding him with unseen angels, shielding his heart from fear. One day, he would look back and realize that even in the chaos, I never left his side. Tonight I stood at the bedside of the sick, the lonely, and the forgotten. Some felt my presence in the gentle hands of a nurse, in the warmth of a loved one's touch, or in the quiet strength to endure another day. Others struggled to believe, their pain too heavy to recognize me. But I remained, waiting, loving, healing in ways they could not yet see. And as the world slowly surrendered to sleep, I watched over them all. I held every tear, heard every cry, and carried every burden. For I am near to the broken-hearted, and I will never forsake them. Tomorrow I will walk with them again, and I will not stop. Diary of Jesus, Day 2. Strength for the weary. The sun rose, casting light upon a world still weary from yesterday's burdens. I walked among them, those who woke with heavy hearts, those who sighed before their feet touched the floor, those who whispered, "Lord, I don't know how much more I can take." A single mother sat at her kitchen table, her head in her hands. Bills scattered before her, each one demanding more than she had. She wanted to give up, to stop trying, to let the weight of life consume her. But I was there. I filled her heart with a quiet resolve, a whisper of strength that told her, "You have made it this far, and I will carry you further." And as she stood to face the day, she did not realize that it was my strength moving within her. In a hospital room, a man gripped his doctor's report, his hands trembling. The news was not what he had prayed for. Fear crept in, whispering lies of despair. But I placed my hand upon his shoulder, filling him with a peace that made no sense to him. "You are not alone," I reminded him. And though the road ahead seemed uncertain, he found the courage to take one more step. A young woman sat in her car, staring at the world beyond her windshield. She felt lost, directionless, as though life had passed her by. Doubt clouded her mind. Am I enough? Do I matter? I leaned close, brushing her spirit with a truth she had forgotten. You were created with purpose. Your journey is not over. A song played on the radio, its lyrics speaking exactly what she needed to hear. She did not know it was I who placed that song at that moment, but her heart lifted just the same. Throughout the day, I strengthened my weight. I gave courage to the fearful, endurance to the struggling, and comfort to the broken. Some recognized me in a friend's encouragement, in the warmth of the sun, in the small victories they had not expected. Others did not see me, but I strengthened them just the same. And as night fell, I remained by their sides. For I am the refuge of the weary, the shelter in the storm. As the afternoon sun casts golden light over the earth, I saw a man collapse on a park bench, exhaustion pressing into his bones. Life had been relentless, one struggle after another, and he was tired. He had prayed before, but now he wondered if I even heard him. I sat beside him, though he could not see me. A gentle breeze swept across his face, cooling his weary body. A stranger walked by and offered him a bottle of water, a simple act, yet one filled with my love. At that moment he felt a spark of hope. He did not know it was I who sent that stranger, but deep inside something in him softened. Elsewhere, a teacher sighed at her desk, overwhelmed by the weight of her students' struggles. She wanted to do more, to give more, but she felt drained, unnoticed, unseen. As she bowed her head, I filled her with a quiet reassurance. What you do matters. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, it all makes a difference. That evening, as she left the school, a student stopped her and said, "Thank you for believing in me." It was my voice through that child, reminding her that her work had a purpose. In a dimly lit apartment, a man sat alone, staring at a bottle he had sworn he would never touch again. The urge to escape, to numb the pain, was stronger than ever. "I can't do this," he muttered. But I was there. His phone buzzed with a message from an old friend checking in. At that moment, he felt something shift. Strength returned, even if only for tonight. He put the bottle down. Even in the quiet corners of the world, I moved. In the hospital where a nurse worked a double shift, I gave her endurance. In the home where a father worried about feeding his children, I sent an unexpected provision. In the heart of the woman who had lost her way, I planted a seed of direction. As the stars began to fill the sky, I watched over them, all the tired, the burdened, the ones who felt they had nothing left. I carried them, whispering, "Keep going. You are not alone. I will strengthen them, for I am their refuge, their rest, their unshakable hope." As the evening settled over the earth, I continued my work, moving through homes, hospitals, streets, and hearts. I saw a grandmother kneeling beside her bed, her hands clasped in prayer. She had been praying for years for her family, for lost souls, for the world. Some days she wondered if her prayers still mattered. I touched her heart gently, letting her know, every prayer is heard, every cry is collected, and no word is ever wasted. A man sat in traffic, gripping the wheel, frustration and exhaustion written on his face. Work drained him. Responsibilities pulled him in every direction, and he felt like he was running on empty. A song came on the radio, its lyrics speaking of grace and renewal. His grip loosened. He sighed deeply, a moment of peace washing over him. That was me, reminding him to rest in me. In a quiet hospital room, a woman sat beside her mother's bedside, holding her frail hand. The machines beeped, and the air was thick with the unknown. She whispered, "Lord, I don't know what to do." I was there, wrapping her in unseen arms, filling her with a peace that surpassed understanding. No matter what happened next, she would not walk alone. As the city lights flickered, I saw a young man standing at the edge of a bridge, thinking of ending it all. The weight of his pain felt unbearable, But just before he took another step, his phone rang. A childhood friend reached out, not even knowing why. That call was not random. I had sent it. And as he answered, tears fell from his eyes, and hope, though faint, began to stir again. Tonight I gave strength to the weary in countless ways, some seen, some unnoticed. Through the kind word of a stranger, the gentle embrace of a loved one, the sudden sense of peace that had no explanation. And as the world slowly quieted, I remained, watching, strengthening, loving. Tomorrow I will do it again.